Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 2 of The Keepers of the Gauranlen Grove, which originally aired live on Twitch. Are the pet and treat commands refunded? No, the only things that I tend to refund, I do sort of refund willy-nilly, but the things that I often refund are if you do make suggestions in the suggestion box and it doesn't get voted on, I refund you so that you're not necessarily penalized for unpopular or not populist ideas. So I'm going to pause the box for now because it just filled up. And let me poll. We have got a proper grove. So build a proper grove. We have open an ancient danger. Set up a basic kill box. And there's some redundancies. Oops, let me check on that. A caribou revenge. She's a jog. Well, no, don't walk that way. She's a jogger, she'll be all right. Craft better weapons or research them for that matter. Tame animals for a farm and get a bionic eye, which might be part of an ancient danger. So those are some starting ideas there. Hoopa, thanks for the resub. No one suggested conquering Canada? Oh, I don't want to conquer Canada. So this mining zone is tapped. Oriana she is wandering around doing the heel root harvest. I'm gonna probably micromanage her a little bit because heel root harvests can be annoying. One of the benefits that you could do for someone like Oriana is if I set up that she can carry meds, I'll show you in a second. If I drop the meds that she has in her inventory and then set her up to carry more meds, she'll start to carry more meds with her at a given time. But instead of carrying those meds, let's carry this caribou because we have some low-level starvation because it took Brenona to a kind of a while to kill off the caribou there. Eat on the table, you barbarian! Jesus. Okay, so we have one spare caribou. We have a lot of plain leather. And what is there to hunt out here? There's groups of muffalo. That'll be good eating. Now, the huge disadvantage of a 400 by 400 map is the fact that we have to travel extraordinary distances to do meaningful hunting at times. I might design, if we do end up ranching, I might design a predator bait system where I bait predators into trying to kill my farm animals and tripping deadfall traps in the process. However, the boreal forest here, that will probably only work in the winter because during the spring, summer, and fall, there's enough nutrients on the map tile that predators probably have no issues feeding themselves. So that's only really going to be useful in wintertime, my guess would be. But here we have our potatoes at 24%. Yeah, things grow real slow. It's sort of cold. We're in a northern climate. Ooh, another tree died. And we sowed around it. So it looks to me like a proper grove is going to be a requirement or a desire. So that's going to be sort of a long-term goal that I was going to do anyway. The issue, of course, is that I'm really not in a good position to do anything Gauranlen related at the moment, but I can start working towards that. So if you vote on a proper grove, which one, should I focus on rituals? So if you vote yes, what that entails is that I swap my research from smithing to complex clothing and complex furniture, which is going to allow me some ritual objects. And then what I would do here is to purposely sort of stop what I'm doing other things and work on an ideogram that can help with the rituals. Let me get the research table out from the middle of the room. And I'm also going to want to put some sort of concrete below. Oh, no, there is concrete under her. Okay. So it's totally fine if we want some rituals for Gauranlen pods. I am all about that. But I will have to significantly pivot what I'm currently working on in order to make that happen. So if we take a look at the rituals here, I have the standard funeral. I have the blight burning. The blight burning is a symbol burning ritual that recharges psi focus. I've got the Gauranlen's bond. The Gauranlen's bond is a drum party that summons people of our ideology from joining. The Gauranlen Arbor Day, which is the Gauranlen pod ritual. It's a social festival. And that's going to be the one that we're going to want to do. And the Astrologer's Lanterns, which reveals an ancient complex nearby. So, if we want to focus on the ritual that you all suggested, I'm going to need to build the Keeper's Mark ideogram, or that rather would be a good idea. And then I'm also going to want to get Neil pillows and a lectern. So I'll set up a granite lectern here and Neil pillows over there, which means, at least temporarily, despite the fact that you want me to focus on a proper grove, I am going to stop the hexing of... Uh-oh. I'm going to stop the hexing of the trees. All right, so Bernona is relatively surrounded by mad turkeys. Where is she? Adriel, I'm going to have you peel off and go help Bernona. I don't think she's going to get run down by turkeys, but Oh, looks like these guests here are going to have to take on some turkeys. It's a boar versus turkey. My money's on boar. So that's 3 of the turkeys. Where's the 4th? The 4th is southwest of Bernona. Okay, so I'm going to have to fight 3 of the 4 turkeys myself. That's fine. I guess it's Thanksgiving. So here's the lectern that Taliesin is building. And then we'll get the ideogram up. The ideogram will take some steel. And then after we get that up, we are also going to want the pillows. But I think the pillows come with complex furniture? No. Complex clothing? No, where do they originate from? I don't see them yet. Well, let me focus on the turkey so I don't get nipped to death. They're next to the tree shrine. Oh yeah, they're there. So Neil pillows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for now, or actually 4 is fine. Given that we have 1 lectern, and then I'm also going to need to promote someone to our chief. So that will be happening as well. Ooh, new lovers. Taliesin and Aoife. Awesome. I'll put a bed here for you guys. Or a bed. Taliesin and Aoife. So that's a 56 and 53-year-old. Then the non-partnered up, Adriel's 32. Bernona is 51. And he's male, Bernona's female, and then Oriana's 32. So Adriel and Oriana might also partner up. It really depends on their compatibility. That is, not necessarily known to me. All right, so the Tom is behind. She's dead. There should be another turkey somewhere to the southwest. But yeah, lovers is really, really helpful. So these guys managed to kill 2 of them. Okay, so they got 2. I'm not going to bother finishing them off. And we got 2. I almost feel bad for the guests. Almost. Not quite. Alright. Tilson, I'm going to remove the roof right over your head so you can work on that lectern a little faster, giving you better light level. Another thing to note is that the quality of the ritual is based upon the how nice the room it is in. And currently this room is disgusting, so that's going to be something that I'm going to have to prove if I want a Gauranlen pod. There is a cooldown if you fail, so it behooves me to not go half-cocked and to do it when we're good and ready. So I'm going to try to make considerable improvements to the area before I go for the ritual. That also means that Adriel here is going to be sent to do some stone cutting instead of prayer at the tree. And I am going to get... What is the... I'm going to go for marble, because it is more beautiful. And it is a natural stone of this area. So if we take a look here of the terrain, natural is marble, granite, sandstone. Are the steel floor tiles flammable around the tree? So these hex tiles here do not have any flammability. Metal tiles don't tend to be flammable. Metal walls are. So steel walls, of course, have low flammability, but... Adriel, I don't want you actually making these pillows. It should be Tailsin that does it. Here, you can... What is your construct? 5? You're probably not going to fail the lectern. Because I want... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I want the nicest possible pillows. No, don't fight. I saw that. I don't like that. You don't get why Tynan made steel walls flammable? For balance. Because steel walls are very cheap and easy to build, and if they weren't flammable, you could make inflammable bases very, very quickly, which wouldn't exactly be balanced. Oh, look at this! A floating pillar thingy. I absolutely hate when that happens, so I'm going to fill that in so it doesn't fall on my head. And Tailsin, you stand here while working on the lectern, because you have some... Well, there's not really lead anymore, so you do what you want. No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay, whatever. There. It collapsed, but it didn't hurt anyone. We learned from Oriana's mistake. Okay, so I'm going to focus on the rituals. Let me update my current project. Now, eventually, I would want to have a ritual room that is mostly outdoors, but that's really not all that viable in this early stage of the survival here, so. Future goals. Future goals. And I'm going to then pivot towards complex clothing so I can fulfill the clothing needs for whoever becomes the... leader of our group. So if we take a look at the sign roles, we'll have Grove Keeper and Herald. The plant specialist, what does they want to wear? I forget. They want... these clothing are... I'm going to have to fix that. Actually, all of this clothing is wrong. I'll just be honest. So the Grove Keeper only really wants a war mask. When I built this, I guess that got reset somehow. There's some bugs here or there. So the War Mask is going to be easy for me to fulfill. So I could do Grove Keeper without that. Because everyone already has button-down shirts, I think. Yep. All right, so that will be easy to fulfill, which means we'll keep smithing. So this War Mask will be made by Taliesin, and we'll get that going. Vitisum, thanks for the bits, by the way. And Squelchy, thanks for the follow, and Gideon, welcome. We don't have a tailor bench. We would need complex clothing for that. So we have to craft it like this. The moral guide wants a broad wrap, and we can't make broad wraps without complex clothing unlocked. So that's a no-go, at least for now. Having Tailsin also make some recurve bows, or at least one recurve bow, would be pretty handy. So I'm going to have him crank out a recurve bow as well, because Bernona's having to shoot everything with a short bow, and that is a considerable efficiency penalty. So I'll switch that over. But this new relationship that we have should be pretty helpful. Why are you complaining about no tree? You're literally next to trees. You're sleeping under a tree. I don't know what to tell you. Goofball. Nyaman, thanks for the follow as well. All right, Bernona, you do not have the luxury of constructing right now. You have to go kill something because we are hungry. So what is closest? God, these forests are sans food. Well, so we have these turkeys here. But they're not really worth the trip. Let me go after these muffalo, specifically the one that's already wounded. Not wounded much, but that will have to do. Already have severe blood loss, so they'll faint earlier. I might also try to draft off the warg and have the warg do the work. But everyone's going to get hungry if I don't focus on that. Let me go ahead and remove the roof over here so that we can work a little faster. And then I'll replace the roof so we don't get accidental, you know, plant harvest or whatever. All right, while we're down here, I'm also going to fatally wound another muffalo so that I don't have to hunt again. I'll just have to haul. All right, death in 21 hours. That's perfect. A little cruel, but we are not animal lovers. We're tree lovers. There is a difference, an important difference, and I'm not going to roleplay the inverse. Thunk. So here's an instance where natural things can take out trees. Obviously, it just damaged it, but whether it takes it out or not is of no concern to me. It's, you know, an act of God, so to speak, not something that my individuals will care about if it happens. So, in other words, it's not my fault if meteorites smote trees. That's just meant to be, and that's also the way the game works. You won't necessarily care if you know, acts like that happen to you. An insulting spree. What set you off technically? Minor pain? Because of your bite scar? Well, transhumanism will solve that for me. Aoife, so you're insulting mostly Aoife, which was good. I'd rather you insult Aoife because... Hey, Idril, just go to sleep. Yeah, good luck insulting us now. You've been played, lady. You're slinging your insults to a bunch of sleepers. TLDR, that's not gonna work. She's pissed. Non-keeper surroundings. There's keeper surroundings. I don't know what you're talking about. But that is one very dirty house. Deccan, thanks for the bits. Yeah, she is just staring daggers into all the sleepers, disturbing their sleep. So I guess that is insulting still. But technically not getting what she wanted done. Ha! Oriana, run! Run from the meanie. I wonder how people... Yeah, no, people don't hate her yet. There's time for that. Okay, we're starting to dislike one another. I'm going to try to mediate the damage here as much as I can. And we have a giant blight of Psychoid. Thanks, Randy. Much appreciated. All right, Oriana, you are going to be restricted to that new zone so that you can cut the blight. And don't sew for now, just cut. Oh, come on, insult someone else. I don't want to rival. Cue the Benny Hill music. She is dead set on insulting me, isn't she? Fine. Well, let's go haul that Muffalo then. She wants to insult me. She can insult me on the road. Oh, no, she switched targets. Never mind. And now we have a fight. Aoife versus Bernona. And great. Oriana, you are going to be unrestricted and tending. And no, you're not allowed to wear the war mask. That is for our leader. You clearly do not have leadership qualities as you are slinging insults and getting into fist fights. All right, thank you, Adriel. Much appreciated. Cleaning that up. All right, so Aoife, no more bed rest. Sorry, but I need you researching. But before you continue researching, ooh, our ideologygram is done. So here is the chance of a Gauranlen ceremony. We need a leader. So I'm going to need to elect a leader here. And I'm going to have you vote because I think there's two viable choices here. But Aoife, keep cleaning. And here's a bow for Bernona. I don't feel like she deserves it, given that she just socked someone in the mouth, but... And it's a rivalry. Hopefully we will be able to mediate that. Okay, so it's as clean as it's ever going to get in here. Another thing I could do to help out a little bit is to stockpile my steel outside. So, raw, non-perishable, perishables. Preferred for raw resources, stone blocks, steel. Stone blocks and steel, that'll be enough. And then in here, we're just gonna call this stockpile. It's the generic stockpile. No steel, no stone blocks. And we have a visitor from the kinship. All right, give you your bow. And then the last thing I wanted to do in here is to set up... Okay, so there is the keeper styled. I'm going to do the cheapest option, which is to spot tile. It's not going to look pretty, but it will functionally make this area nicer. And then once we have it floored up, except for, of course, the trees, we will kick off the ceremony. And try to get a Gauranlen pod to bond with. As that's sort of the grove benefit that you, I'm just going to say that you wanted. The tree next to the northern bed? Yeah, all right. Got it. Thank you. One tree is only a minus one. All right, let's go for... Well, actually, I'll have you vote. Next, research. Complex furniture. Complex clothing. One or the other, both are needed. So whether we go for clothing or beds, choice is up to you. Bernona. Who's a jogger here? Adriel, Tailsin. Bernona, you're the only jogger, I think. Tailsin is constructing. Oriana, I'm going to have you go haul the Muffalo. Because Bernona is wounded and she's not going to be able to do it quickly. Although she might have a mental breakdown out there. She got insulted so many times. I'm trying to also improve the barrack so that it's now mediocre, so we won't have that negative penalty for it being awful. But she's about to lose her mind. Hang in there. And the leader so far is furniture, so we don't sleep on the floor. Oop. It warns me about the slab beds. I hope that gets resolved. So, the possible leaders that we have would be Aoife, who has a social of 8, or Adriel, a social of 5. Who should lead us? So, Aoife or Adriel? You can vote. Whichever you want. And then the other person would likely fill in as the herald, which is our moral compass. So we're getting pretty close to being able to have our first ritual, which would give us the Gauranlen pod. Potatoes are on their way. And in order to make some fine meals to smooth over some negative moods, I will also headhunt for some berries. Easiest way to find berries is to find one bush, zoom out, and then find where the cluster exists. I only want to harvest them when they're near full. And in clusters, ideally, so we don't have to do so much hauling. Alright, Tilson, I'm going to have you temporarily super haul, because we have a lot of stuff that doesn't belong in here. Oh, what are you... Oh, you're hauling a turkey. Forget it. Herbal medicine's fine. What's the difference between collectivist and individualism? There's barely a difference, but collectivist will give you work drive triple. So your leader can triple the benefit of work drive instead of doubled. And it doesn't allow you to keep names for marriage. It will require some sort of preference for marriage names. So for us, we have it as random instead of keep names. So yes, that is the big difference. And then individualism, maybe I can find someone who's individualist. Yeah, here we go. Individualism, slavery is not going to be honorable. So, you know, it's the difference between collectivism, which is faster work speed, and no keeping names for marriage. Individualism is an abolishment of slavery in some degree or another. So, minor tweaks here or there, but nothing major. All right, we do have enough food, which lets you shoot people. Well, the memes that let you shoot people are mostly supremacist, which would be a preference for violence, or raider, again, a preference for violence. Hey, an Ibex Ram self-tamed. I have bad news for you, buddy. Blood for the blood tree. Yeah, I would say allowing you to kill anyone would be like a collectivist, a violent collectivist. Would be sort of a... And also maybe a loyalist. So loyalism is a preference of us over them. We stand for our own and before others. But it really, you know, there's a lot of different ways to interpret what you're just requested, so there's not like one way. All right, Bernona, I'm gonna wake you up. Make some fine meals. Thank you. And everybody else is hauling in some berries. So now I want to find, I guess, West. Not you. for caribou. It's a little dangerous to have Bernona go hunt caribou when she's wounded, though, because she needs to be able to outrun it. So I might actually lower her preference for hunting for a bit until she's healed. And it looks like you guys want Aoife as leader. So we're almost done tiling up everything. And Aoife here already has the Jade Dagger, so that kind of works out. Aoife is going to be our Grove Keeper. And we're going to give her the mask. Now, one of the disadvantages of Aoife being Keeper is she's also a researcher, so she can't work drive herself for faster research, which would have been nice. But we will eventually have a astrologer, which would be someone that focuses on research. It won't be Aoife, though. She can only wear so many hats. And it's warning me the pen is needed, but not if I slaughter it. So Tailsin will slaughter that soon. Any sidecasters? No, not yet. We focused on ritual, not animatry. So we sort of put that on the back burner. So we don't currently have a herald, and that's going to bother people. So we're going to get a herald, but we don't have the ability to make a broad wrap just yet. So I want to hold off for Adriel until we can have said broad wrap. And there we go. The other relationship, Oriana and Adriel, who I sort of suspected would be our next relationship, are now in a relationship, which will keep him happier. Which means, given that he will be happy about his relationship, I am then less concerned about not fulfilling his clothing requirements. So there we are. We have a herald. All right, let's take a look at the needs of who is in the worst mood. Of all of the moods that we have here, funny enough, I think Adriel's probably in the worst of it. All right, so for now, we can suspend the marble blocks. It's not going to be needed. And then, Adriel, you are going to be put on the Keeper of the Tree sort of designation. But before that even happens, I am going to have you clean up, and we're going to trigger this this ritual in a second. So let's have everyone clean and come home. So one of the ways I could do that is to designate a home or inside designation to get everyone ready for this ritual. And then high priority cleaning so that we don't leave it filthy. Oh, well, I guess my ibex is going to get killed for me. Cool. And then if we take a look at the ritual itself, the expectation here is very, very, very high because I've fulfilled all of the minimum requirements. And let's start. Gauranlen Arbor Day, kicking off. While my sacrificial ibex gets sacrificed. Alright, ibex is dead. Let me fast forward time. There we go. Speech is over, and now the party is beginning. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. Give me a pod. And marriage is on. Okay. Apparently we're going to need a party spot and a marriage spot faster than I thought we would. Marriage spot and party spot. Awesome. Unforgettable. So we have a sprout. So the way this sprout works is we harvest the pod, and I'm going to harvest the pod with Aoife, and I'm also going to move Aoife and Adriel up in their priorities. We are going to lift the inside requirements, and Aoife, Or actually, you know, I think the master of the pod will be Adriel. So Adriel, go get the pod. And this gives us a little Gauranlen seed. Which, did you keister? Where'd you put that? I don't even know where he put it. What happened to that pod, dude? Did he botch it? I guess he botched it. Damn, man. You had a plants of 10 and you botched? Are you kidding me? Well, it's a 20-day cooldown, then. Unless... No. I mean, fair is fair. If he botched it, he botched it. Yeah, did he keister it? No, he didn't apparently keister it. Okay, so new priorities. I'm going to mark that as complete, Shield, but we didn't do it. We tried. So now the inbox is open, and hopefully Adriel won't eat the next seed. Let's see. I am going to preach health to Brunona, because she is our huntress, and we are going to starve without her. Get up. I kick her awake, too. All right, Brunona, I need you to bring us food. Please. But pretty soon here, we will have the potato harvest. Well, sort of soon. 67%. It's not that soon. Oh, and yaks. Yaks to the max. Here, Brunona, go after a yak. And let's reduce the clean requirement. We're up to 13 here at the tree. I don't think you killed a yak. Where did they go? Okay, nope. Hunt the yak. The recurve bow is definitely nice. And there we go. Yak down. We'll get some food in us. We're almost done with complex furniture, and then de facto we'll go complex clothing next. So that Adriel gets his herald apparel of a broad wrap. We have 700 steel, a few stone. And this barracks is now slightly impressive, so that's decent. Let's get an art bench down. When I harvested the pod, didn't it drop behind the seed tree? You'd think so, but no, it didn't. It must have been destroyed. All right, we have a bunch of redemptions. So, grow smoke leaf. Bionic eye, which would be going for the ancient danger. Make pathways for the tree. Oh, yes, the quests, right. Well, we'll take a look at that in a second. Animal farm. Or start a ranch. Punish the seed botch. And I'm going to reject night knaves because that's redundant. But I'm going to save this in a minute. First up, the quest. So here are the quest choices. 3 manhunting tortoises drawn to us. We get chunk skip or goodwill, glitter world medicine silver, or a statue in uranium. So we can either accept or decline. And then what we do from there on out will be up to you. All right, so everybody's healed, which is good. Another thing I think I'm going to ask is if you think I should dev mode in another pod or not. I will leave that up to you. I think the chance of botch was incredibly low, but non-zero. And if you don't think that that was botched because of the bot, yeah, it was probably botched, but I'll have you vote anyway. Alternatively, we could always try for another Gauranlen ceremony. There's a slight chance that it succeeds anyway. Or alternatively, we could try for another ritual as well. If you vote on a drum party, I can try to get drums up so that we can summon more allies. That is another, possibility there. We're also, we could focus on the anima tree. That's another priority that could be user submitted, trying to get our first Psycaster. And it looks like we are accepting this quest, so what reward? 1, 2, 3. And here's a little reminder. We have a statue in uranium as number 1. Psych Trainer Chunk Skip, which moves 5 chunks of either slag or stone around for cover or for carving, which is number 2, or Goodwill, Global Medicine, and Silver for number 3. Adriel is tending the anima tree, and we now have complex furniture, so let's get complex clothing. With complex furniture, let's, without a further ado, get some double beds and a single bed. And I'm going to make that with Hilson because, well, he's our best constructor. Yes, that is true. I'm aiming for higher quality beds so that we spend less time sleeping and they're more comfortable, and it also improves the quality of the room. And it's a masterwork. So, Bernona with a masterwork bed. Where do we put this? Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Bree, Nona. Really good bed. Do we need chunk skip? Well, that's up to you to decide. I think what I'll do is, try to, despite the expense, try to get as best beds as possible, at least excellent. So there's one excellent. And that will be for Adriel and Oriana. And here's the other excellent. Perfect. For Tailsin and Bernona. Right? Aoife, rather. So Tailsin, Aoife. Oh, it actually makes sense if it's the other way around. So Adriel, Oriana, and Tailsin and Aoife. So that Aoife sleeps next to where she works. All right. What else? No, that's good for now. Good beds. The barracks has improved slightly. Okay, going for reward number 3. Dark Tortoises. Now, the other priority. So it overwrote. Next priority. We've got, I'll have to type them again. Grow smoke leaf. Get a bionic eye. Make pathways to the anima tree. Start a ranch. Or punish Adriel for the Gauranlen pod. All right. Have at it. Now, despite the fact that removing these ruins would open up space for trees to regrow, and I would lose the ability to reclaim the area, I'm going to do it anyway. We don't want to live near ruins. And so far, that's a pretty even pull. I like it. So Aoife, you are in relation to Taliesin, and then Adriel and and Oriana, and then Bernona. Okay. Cool. And we're 15 out of, we have 15 grass so far. Looking good. Okay. I don't have a good artist in the crew, but Bernona, I think you should be hunting, given our lack of food. So let's go back to the... Oh, we have elk. Let's go elk hunting. We also have the axe, but we're going to change your hunt priorities higher now that you're no longer injured. And we have a manhunter pack of those tortoises, as promised. They are going to get tagged by me. Here are the dark tortoises. And next up, we'll be focusing, try to heal Oriana. Aye. That will be the top priority. Thank you for voting. So the solution to that is twofold. One of the problems, of course, is that we don't have really strong medical, but killing these tortoises give us a glitter world meds, which improve our chance for a positive surgery, which could be very, very useful and helpful. And then we need to try to find a bionic eye, or perhaps alternatively push towards, bionics, which is very far off, but that would be another alternative. All right, Oriana, what are you trying to do? Just hanging out. People are in really, really good moods, at least. All right, Taliesin, you're going to have some tortoises coming your way. Where are they? Exactly. They're pretty slow, but... All right, they're near the war zone ruins. All right, Oriana, looks like you need a task. What are you good at? You're good at plants. Let's have you expand the potato zone considerably so that we can stop relying on so much hunting. Hunting takes time, farming does not. So there's a new potato zone for you to work on. Adriel and Taliesin, let's go turtle hunt. Hope turtle sandwich is in here. And then, yeah, we could do the vote for dev pod. So, should I rectify the pod loss by adding it in? Yes or no? And I got back just in time to back up. I think it's very unusual to fail at a pod. I'm not entirely certain that that is exactly what happened. But if it is, it is, you know. But whether I rectify or not can be up to you. Alright, so where's the third? Oh, the third one's slow. You must have a bad back. Ooh, destroyed stomach. How did your stomach even get destroyed? It came with a destroyed stomach? How have you are even alive? It's crazy. Bernona, I'm going to have you ignore the turtles. My little turtle crushers here are going to deal with that. And you're going to go after the elk. So what are the ideal distance range for these weapons? Because I feel like I'm not using it. So accuracy close for the short bows, and for the pilla, accuracy short as well. So within 12 cells. So let's get over 12 cells away from the turtles so that we have highest accuracy. But the rainy thunderstorm is ruining accuracy as well. Chat saying there are trees being cut down. Yes, there would be. No. Oh yeah, okay. So there were trees being cut down because I dragged that axe zone there. So here, I'll just show you what happens when that happens. Trees harm -10. I missed that, so that's on me. But I think, other than this one tree, let's paint them out. But yeah, that is the penalty, and it's a harsh one. If you cut too many, it's -25. Yes, trees ravaged. I already covered that. I like how Brenona just passed by this tortoise. Alright, I'm gonna start brawling this thing. This is getting ridiculous. Will it go away in time? Yes, it's seasonal penalties. So if you read the mood here, it will say, in the past quadrum, which is 15 days, we've destroyed an inexhaustible number of trees, or inexcusable, rather, number of trees. Okay, so it will be rectified. The pod situation will be rectified. Got it. Guess we're getting some medical practice in a second. Like how a tortoise is fatal bleeding here. Oh, and kick dirt in my eyes. Crafty little tortoise. Alright, that neck bite puts me into a situation I don't want to be in, where we bleed out really fast. Let's fix that. Brenona, how are you faring? Looks like you did not hunt. What is your issue, girl? If I have to keep instructing you to hunt, you keep refusing to hunt, we're gonna have some problems. Alright, Tailsin, get in bed. And everybody's gonna get some herbal meds. I've been stockpiling them for this exact situation. No, she's definitely not shy of blood. She's actually loves blood. So that ain't the issue. She's bloodlusted. She's just lazy. She wants to eat, but little does she realize she is the cook. She is the source of food. It is up to her to hunt. Wow, look at her accuracy versus the tortoises that we've been having. All right, so Tailsin's getting patched up. Adriel's about to get nipped. There it is. And I will fix the pod situation. So for that, we're going to need to spawn a thing. A Gauranlen pod. And that's... Oh, grow to maturity and harvest. Okay, there it is. Iskander Boss, thanks for resub. Alright, comma clubbing. Tailsin's good. Gonna get him out of bed. And this is Brenona's bed now. I just used it because it was Masterwork, and Masterwork beds are best beds for medical. Well, legendary best, but we don't have that. Smash it, girl, smash it. And it's dead. Quest complete. And rewards, please. Alright, one thing I don't have is a medical bed. I will be getting one of those soon. I'll have Tailsin crank it out. But until then, let's patch the old-fashioned way. On the ground. And, alright, steel good is going to just have to be good enough. Adriel. What is going on with the pods? All right, there's something broken happening, because that isn't a fail. Because I was doing this earlier. I'm just gonna save it. And that should have worked. There we go, some food. That is strange. Again, so it wasn't me. I was watching this time. That's gonna be a bit of a problem. So it should spawn eventually. Oh, that's not it. Yeah, it should be spawning a Gauranlen pod. And then you harvest the pod. So this is the way it's supposed to work. When you complete a ritual, a successful ritual, it's supposed to give you a Gauranlen pod, like that. And here, let me just back it up. And then when you harvest this pod, because it's ready to harvest, it is supposed to give you a Gauranlen seed, which then yields you the ability to... Oh, there it is. There's one of the seeds. And then you can plant the tree where you want the tree. I don't know why it wasn't working before, but, you know, whatever. All right. Now that it is working, I've fixed it. Here's what I want to do. I want to then mark the edge of the map here for future reference. I'm going to leave these indicators down. And then this little seed here, I am going to plant it right there. All right. And I'm going to meld it to Adriel, because Adriel here is the super plant focused. Actually, I'll have you vote. So the choices here would be Oriana, who's also focus plants, or Adriel. You really want someone that has a plant passion and focus to be the tree keeper. So who should bond with this tree? There's the poll there. Now, Adriel likely is going to become my Psycaster because he's psychically hypersensitive. But that doesn't necessarily mean you can't do both. It will mean that he has split attention, but it doesn't mean you can't do both. Come on, get it. Can you vote Tailson? No. I mean, no. He doesn't have a passion. It really does not benefit you. Trust me on this. It will be made... I don't want to spoil anything, but it will be made very obvious why you want someone with a plant passion to do it. Hey, Decker, thanks for the resub. And Oil Pear, thanks for the follow. As well as Odabe, Aphon, and Snowfox. Welcome all. Oh, and I missed a puppy treat. And a hydrate. Here you go. Here's some treats. Thank you for watching the Keepers of the Gauranlen Grove, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams, as well as links to Discord where you can sign up for announcements, and Twitch where you can follow or subscribe. Thank you so very much for watching. I will catch you next episode. or an upcoming stream. Farewell.